Hello and welcome back to another episode of Kid in a Sweet Shop. I hope everyone is amazing. Today we've come up to Warwickshire to meet the incredibly talented Ian Callum. He's a good friend of mine, and we're going to go out in a car that he's designed, but he's put a little bit of a twist on it, and then we're going to go round his new automotive and design studio. So we've just arrived, so let's go and find him. Right, where is he? The cars, the Vanquish, the old Vanquish, the Callum Vanquish, and Ian Callum,
hello.
All in one space. Hello.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too.
Thank you for coming.
Oh my goodness.
This is our toy.
Beautiful.
This is our toy.
Oh, and it's great actually having the old one there that you can see actually. You've done really quite
We've done a lot of
dramatic.
stuff, and a lot of it's quite subtle, but when you see them together, you can really see the difference.
Absolutely.
You know? Especially the stance and the wheels. I mean,
I was about to say the tyres.
it almost looks wrong now when you see it like that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, they're great.
I know, thank you.
I love
thank
it.
You. Thank you. So,
Lights gone. Oh, look at the grille. Oh,
great fun and detail.
look at that with the carbon fibre inlay.
Yeah. You know, and it's a great joy in doing all this stuff, you know. It's just such a lovely thing to do because you know it's going to be made beautifully and perfectly.
It's beautiful.
It's not a mass-produced item.
Look at the lights. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
And I can see it's rigged up. Does that mean we're going to drive it?
Yes, come on, let's drive it.
Really?
Yes.
Do I get
You're
to
driving it,
Do
yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. I'm very excited. Oh, look at the interior. Oh, this is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Woo! Right. Where are we? Oh, do you know it's my first time in a Vanquish, let
Really?
alone a Callum Vanquish.
Well, not many people have driven this one.
No.
Very few.
So tell me, where did it all come from? Because obviously you were part of the design team, or were you the main designer for it originally?
I was the main designer for it way back in the 90s.
In the 90s.
And I was at TWR at the time.
Yep.
And you probably remember Tom Walkinshaw was kind of
gosh.
taking hold of all the Aston stuff, and we just done the DB7.
Yes.
And I was asked to do a kind of a bigger Aston, a more powerful one.
Yeah. And so
Bob-
that's the V12.
That's the V12
yeah,
engine, and it wanted something that's quite kind of replaced the V cars. Remember the V cars?
Mm-hmm.
They're
do.
called they're called something. Virage.
Virage, that's it.
They're quite muscular things. Anyway,
Yeah.
Bob Dover, who was the MD of Aston at the time, asked me to look at doing something.
Yeah.
So effectively, it turned into this. We did a show car. We took it to Detroit. Jack Nasser at the time decided that we should build it, and it kind of came from there. And the reason this came about is because I sort of realised I'd never owned a car that I'd worked on and designed.
Never.
Never.
Because I mean,
No.
when I was doing research for you, oh my goodness, how many cars are attached to your name? I mean,
26,
a lot.
27.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's
Um,
unbelievable, really.
And some
Surprises
brilliant, and some brilliant cars. You never owned any of them.
No, I got company cars, so Jags and such like. I drove a Jaguar, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, as a company car, so I drove them, but I never owned one.
But none of the early Fords that you were working
No,
on?
never owned a Puma.
Never owned a Puma? That's brilliant. Okay, so you
Thought about it
for
for a while.
Not for long.
But so I decided to go for the Vanquish because it's always one of my favourites,
Yeah, it's
and
really
I had no
nice.
intention to do anything with it. Just own
Just
it,
to
and
enjoy
enjoy
it,
Might
yeah.
put bigger wheels in it, which is what I do.
Yeah,
And one thing kind of, and then I decided to change the front because I wasn't that happy with it.
yeah.
It just kind of grew from that. It snowballed, and I did a lot of this really at home. And by the time I left the company, this small project had grown into potentially a big project.
Right. So by the
And
time you left JLR,
Yeah.
you went.
I
"Ooh."
decided to focus on this as a
Yeah.
proper business, and that's how this came about, really.
And this was before you had ideas of doing your design studio, or it kind of you had an idea that you wanted to
Yeah.
go in that area rather than stay with big manufacturers.
I decided that when I officially retired from Jaguar, I would go and do something else. I wasn't going to do nothing and have fun, basically. I didn't want to
Yeah.
I didn't want to do stuff for OEMs. you know, for large manufacturers. I wanted to do bespoke stuff, and this car is typical the sort of thing I'd like to do. So it became a bit of a calling card, really. But I also wanted to design other things, furniture and bits and pieces.
Right, go off into all areas.
Because I think once you get into designing cars, you can probably turn your hand to most things.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a lot involved in one of these.
Yes. Well, if you think seats, you've been designing seats, and you know, you've got to think about dials and talk about dials. That is rather sexy.
This
so that's
our Bremont.
Bremont.
And it actually comes out. You can take it with you.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, it actually fits on a watch strap.
It fits on a chain. You get
Oh my God, that's
a little
brilliant.
adapter piece, so you can actually use it as
a pocket watch.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Of course, it's a movement watch. It's kinetic.
Yes.
So
okay. So you've got to. Yeah, it's a good well, we'll do that one. And so, how many did they make, or how many did you make? Sorry.
Of this car?
Yes.
Well, we intend to make no more than 20 or 25. It's called 25.
Can people, if they've got one, can people come and get their own?
Well, we do it both ways. Somebody can bring a car to us. Mostly, so far, people have brought their own car to us, and we do an audit of the car to find out how good or bad it is, and then we'll modify the car. But we also offer a service where we'll find the car. We'll find a good car, and then we'll modify it.
So pretty much
it works either way.
Every step.
It works either way, yeah. We don't just modify this car; we pull it apart.
Yes.
We practically rebuild it.
Really? Down to the engine?
Yeah, the engine is not fully rebuilt, but we will check it.
So is there any extra horsepower onto it? There is.
About 60 or 70 extra horsepower.
Okay.
Through various means.
Yes, aerodynamics.
We will walk around it, but exhaust system's all different. The suspension's different.
Yeah, I mean, it feels beautiful.
Much bigger wheels, of course. I had some bigger wheels, didn't I?
We love a big wheel.
I had this car actually up in Scotland recently, and I was driving it to St Mary's Loch, which is middle of the border somewhere, but it's actually quite a mountainous area. And this thing just absorbed the roads. I was so impressed myself at how good it was.
I feel already that, fantastic suspension, but yet you're really, you're sitting on something that's seriously powerful. But it's
quite powerful, yeah.
So do you think that you'll do other cars if people, other Astons or other, so...
Not necessarily Astons, but...
Just ones you've worked on, you've designed?
No, I'm not going to go back to old designs and retrieve them again. I've done this once.
You've done it, okay.
Next time I want to do an all-new car or something approaching that.
Okay.
And so we've had one or two commissions where people have asked us to look at one-off cars, low-volume cars.
Yeah.
That's exactly the sort of thing I want to do. Where we're not embedded in a big corporation of,
a bit more freer.
A little bit more freer,
yeah.
I've done 40 years of corporate life.
I bet. And with the biggies, JLR, Ford.
Yeah.
I mean, going to TWR would have been slightly...
TWR was 10 years of joy, to be honest.
Yes.
It's where we designed the Astons because they didn't have a design T, and the energy that came out of that place, TWR, was phenomenal.
Yes.
And it was good. So that was very different, and I want to get back to that sort of atmosphere again.
And why did it come to an end? Why did you go back to Jaguar?
Well, I just got offered the chief job.
Oh, you got the head on,
yeah. Tommy even admitted, it's not something you can...
It's a toughie, isn't it? Yeah.
So off I went. And I had a whole notion that, you left your ego at the door.
Yeah.
And...
yeah, exactly.
It was about design, it was about creating the best stuff.
Yeah. And
it kind of worked, For 20 years, we managed to turn Jaguar from a fuddy-duddy car company into something.
Oh God, I know. I mean,
a bit more dramatic.
I remember. When that F-Type came out, woo! Yeah. I mean, it's a car that's just wants to kill me all the time and go just sideways.
It's quite wild, isn't it?
It's totally wild.
Especially the rear-wheel drive one.
Yes.
The one, the V8 with the rear-wheel drive.
Yes, it is just such a handful.
It's very unnerving sitting in the left-hand side.
I was about to say this reminds me of the
right-hand side of the car, left-hand drive. I mean, yeah, especially here the fire.
You can tell me. You can say it's clear.
You carry on.
I know.
Stick the car out.
Yeah, I am. They want me.
Yeah, we'll ignore that truck coming towards us.
Well, that's what happened. This is what we were doing a lot in the Mille Miglia.
All the time.
Yes, because we were always.
We have to have hand signals. Right, go. Trust me.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
You can't beat a V12.
V12s make me so happy. They really, really do.
But this one sounds better than the original. We've tuned the exhaust system.
Yes.
Not only just for performance, but also it does sound better.
So what have you changed in the exhaust system?
Well, the whole system's new. The manifolds are new.
Oh, really?
The manifolds are a work of art.
Really?
I hope maybe we've got a set somewhere to show you, but they're a work of art. They're beautiful. The unfortunate thing is you never see them once they're in.
No, I know.
They're hidden away.
Yeah.
Because the thing about the original car was it was all layered, because when you do a production car, you design it in such a way to hide gaps or, you know, kind of disguise them. So there's a tendency to overlap things.
Yes, I get it.
I was never happy with it. And so I said to the team, right, if we're going to really go to town in this car, we're going to change the interior. The principles are the same.
Yeah.
Because the package underneath is the same.
Yeah.
A new touch screen, of course.
Yes.
But if you notice, all the surfaces are all flushed out.
Yeah.
And everything fits properly.
Yeah. And with these splashes of orange. And orange is something that it's one of your favourite colours, isn't it?
You
can
I
see
love
it in
orange. It just in small doses. It just has a sparkle to it.
Yeah. I have to say, this drives lovely. It's very true in the corners.
Isn't it?
Sits tight.
Now, if you were to drive a normal one, it's quite good, but it doesn't drive anything like this. It's much softer.
Yeah, it's really
more
lovely.
This is much more precise.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a light car.
No, it's a biggie.
It's probably about 1,800 kilos or so.
Is it really?
For its time, it was actually quite a heavy car. Enjoying it?
I am really enjoying it.
It's good out here too.
Yeah. We brought up in a family that were into design or no, not at all.
My father was a lawyer.
Right.
My mother worked in the library. There is art in my family through my mother's side, but no interest in cars. I don't know where
no
that
interest.
came from. My father didn't get his first car till I was about 7 years old. I don't know where it came from. My grandfather encouraged me.
Your grandfather did?
Yeah, because he was a minister. He was a church minister, but he loved cars, and he encouraged me to get interested in cars. Well, my first inspiration was the 356 Porsche.
Oh, was it?
Which drove past the house. I remember seeing it looked like a spacecraft. and as a 4-year-old...
Oh, you were this young?
Yeah, I was looking through the gates of this car. And I saw another one in Edinburgh, and my grandfather told me it was a Porsche. And I thought, I want to be part of that world.
Yeah.
I wanted to design cars.
So
I remember this 356 I saw was a brand new car.
Yeah.
It wasn't an old classic, it was a brand new car.
Showing your age.
And so I kind of tried to find my way in school time through to this design world, which, of course, growing up in an academic school, there was no sense of it whatsoever. It was all mathematics and English and stuff like that.
Well, I suppose mathematics and, it's quite
my
important.
art was good. But for the life of them, the teachers couldn't understand why I wanted to combine engineering and art.
Right.
And so eventually I went to Aberdeen and did a foundation course, then I went to Glasgow School of Art, where I learned
brilliant
design. And then I went to the Royal College in London with Ford Motor Company, and that was the start of my career.
With Ford, so they
sponsored me, yeah.
Oh gosh, how brilliant!
It was brilliant because they paid me well. I went in there and they paid me. So they do great cars. If you
really do.
Somebody once said to me, if you had one car for the rest of your life, what would it be?
GT40.
I was thinking more Ford Fiesta, actually. Thinking of my old age pension. I remember the adverts in the Sunday Times for GT40s for sale.
Do you look at your age now?
You're probably too young for it.
Go on, tell me how much? How much? I don't want to know.
I think they were about £3,000 or £4,000.
Shut up. Okay, so then you started early doors with Ford.
Yeah, learned a lot. Great learning ground.
Yeah.
But I got frustrated because I wanted to design the bigger picture, and I was doing steering wheels.
You were just doing bits,
I was doing bits, and I was very fortunate. Travelled the world, lived in Japan, Australia, Italy.
Amazing.
So I did all that good stuff, but fundamentally it was about design.
You wanted to do the
Tom Walkinshaw offered me a job in a new design studio.
And this was TWR, so you hadn't actually done a whole car before working with...
I did something called the Gia Via with my brother.
Yes. Because he was head honcho, wasn't he, at Ford of design?
He went on to become chief designer for Ford.
I know.
How did that happen? I always said to people that I had the fun job at Jaguar and he had the real job, and he did. That was a tough job he had.
Yeah, that's big
But,
pressure as well.
But how audacious is this?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
take the Jaguar job only if I could do the Astons as well. And he said, of course you can. So I ended
So
up
you were
designing
actually doing-
Astons and Jaguars.
I mean, the creme de la creme.
So I was quite forced, Jag.
How many years at Jag?
20 years.
20, wow. Okay.
And I only intended to stay for 10, but I realised after
You just
10
loved it.
that I was having too much fun.
Yeah.
And the thing about designing cars is you're working on the car 3 or 4 years ahead.
Yes.
So you want to be part of that story.
And I was about to say, but that you must have, you know, a humongous amount of kind of restraint to say, right, pens down, stop. Because I would just be wanting to.
You do.
I suppose when you tweak, and then you, that timing of going, right, okay, enough, we've got it. It
Well,
would be
somebody
quite
else tells you.
frustrating.
Somebody else tells you, stop.
Pens down.
Pencils down. Yeah, right.
Yeah, interesting.
Get off your drawing board.
Yeah.
But it carries on because things change. The manufacturing process changes things, cost changes things,
Yeah.
the boss changes things, you know, and
Yeah.
so you have to manage that change.
So then, all right. So 20 years, amazing years at
They were
Jaguar, then Jaguar Land Rover, and then you started Ian Callum Design.
Yeah, but just to go on that 20 years, you know.
I know, we're just brushing it off. Just 20
well,
years.
the thing is, I surround yourself by good people
Yeah.
and people you like, and you
Yeah.
know that, you know. And
Yeah.
if
it's
you
really
do that,
important.
and you have a family and you have friends that won't let you down,
Yeah.
you get great results. And one thing I take pride in is I did surround myself by great people. But yeah, we started this small company with the four of us. We have the engineer, the project marketing guy, David,
Mm-hmm.
and we have Tom, the finance guy, and Adam is the engineer. So amongst the four of us, we've started this new business.
And so, what's the idea? You want to do everything from
I want to do everything.
cars, everything,
Yeah, I want to do everything.
spaceships. What I
I
mean,
should talk to Elon Musk, really.
yeah, you should.
He
Yeah.
offered me a job once, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was charming.
He's
Long
smart.
time ago.
He's smart. He
But I
knows.
couldn't go because I was waiting for XJ to be launched. You see, I couldn't
See?
leave it.
Yeah, you see, it's your baby.
So
Gosh.
no, I wanted to because I grew up loving design, the capital D, and I wanted to do furniture and.
Furniture. That's
so
what I mean.
we've done a chair. We might do some
exciting.
more. And we're doing other things which I can't necessarily talk about.
No.
But,
I know.
we're actually currently designing a cool box. That's
a
the word.
cool box. Oh
We're
my
designing a cool
god.
box. Now that might sound a bit insignificant.
No,
But
not
you know
whilst we're at
what?
40
It's a-
degrees.
It's a really nice thing to design because there's a lot of things involved in designing it.
And that's just stood still.
Basically, yeah.
And so there's,
So we're
oh my
designing one
god,
that,
can I put my
which we
first
can-
order
people
in?
can use, absolutely. But it's also got to look exciting. That's the main thing. It's
Yes.
got to work well, obviously. It's got to look exciting. So,
Oh, I
designing
love
a cool
it.
box.
Oh, can I see the designs?
Yeah, sure. But you won't tell anybody.
No, I won't tell you.
And we're also doing our own little vehicle, which I'll tell you more about one day.
Oh, so you are doing.
Yeah, we are doing
Oh,
one. Yeah.
good.
Which will be ours, hopefully.
If there was one car that you could have designed, what would it have been, if that makes sense?
You want a car that exists, a car that
Yeah.
I'd like to go design now.
Both. Give me both.
Well, I'd always loved. I'm a great Porsche fan,
yes.
as you know.
Okay.
And I have an old Porsche 993, which I adore, designed by a friend of mine, Tony Hatter.
Yes.
And so I'd love to have done a 911 at one point.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I'm still tempted to take one and do a
Oh yeah.
job in one. And the car that I've always admired,
Yeah.
apart from 911s, of course, is the Audi TT as a design
Really?
piece. Yeah.
Now I would not have said that.
But if you go back in time, my favourite car is the 250 short wheelbase Ferrari,
Of course it is. It's
which I will never own.
my goals is to own one.
Own a Ferrari.
The 250 Cali Spider short
All right,
wheelbase.
why not?
It's my goal.
Why not?
I think that's, you've
I
got
better keep close to you.
We
I've got a
could
friend
we
in
can go
California.
for a picnic
Yes.
with your cool box.
With a cool box. That's a deal.
Okay, deal. Oh, God, I love chatting to you. We could just go on for
Thank you.
gone around the whole country. And she is gorgeous.
Thank you.
She's strong, she's well made, she's fantastic little gorgeous bits and
Yeah, it's all born out of passion, really.
Right, let's go and have a look around. So I've just spotted, look at this. What's this? You going somewhere?
Yeah. Well, I hope we were, but obviously we didn't.
Oh, they're very smart.
Yeah, Mulberry Bags.
Mulberry?
Yeah, we designed them especially with Mulberry for this car.
Did you?
And we actually do one with the pattern on it.
Oh, with a tartan.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So every car gets their own bags.
So they get their own bags.
Mulberry for Callum.
One large,
Gorgeous.
one small.
I mean, I love it. What is this colour? It's such a pretty...
Well, it's obviously red. It's a metallic red. Metallic reds are notoriously difficult to do.
Yeah.
So we have to start off with a production one and then modify. And I think this actually started off as a Renault colour.
It's a Renault colour.
So it's a Renault red,
Really?
but we've developed it. We've added a little bit more orange to it in the
Yeah, I
process.
was about to say it's got an orange.
Yeah, and I didn't think a solid red was the right colour for this car. It had to be metallic, so it's a metallic red.
No, I
It's
think
just
you've
a
absolutely
very personal
nailed
choice,
it.
actually.
Right, let's have a little look. I mean, the first thing I did notice was the alloys and the tyres. I mean, it's really interesting because we've got both of them to look
Yeah.
at. But they've come out.
Well, the wheels are wider,
Yeah.
and we've engineered it to take that. It's not just a case of putting bigger wheels on it, because
No.
the hubs have been done.
Yes.
And they're 20-inch as opposed to 19s originally. And I thought that was a big wheel when we did it originally, but they're 20s.
They look tiny, don't they?
And
compared to
they're
these.
bigger tyres. And we worked actually directly with Michelin to develop the right tyres for the car. So these are not haphazard wheels and tyres. These are properly developed on the car with the right suspension, the new brakes,
Yeah.
you know, to handle and drive the way it does.
Yes, because
The design of the wheel is still the original design of the car I did in the 90s, but we've just made it bigger because I
and they're
quite
far
like that
out,
design.
so you've got to make sure wives don't drive it.
You can't say that. Well, you could probably say it. I couldn't say it.
Okay, alloys would be absolutely mullered.
Yeah, I know, they did tend to get bashed a bit. I think we're all guilty of that, though, aren't
I
we?
know, I'm only joking.
And then just the carbon details, and
These are beautiful. These are
just
like
little air fins, and they work.
fins.
Yeah, they do work. They do manage to plant the crown. But I'm always obsessed about getting lines in the car that run through the wheel,
Yeah.
so that you can relate the two. There's too many cars
Yeah.
where that's... So that runs through. There's just a little token piece there
Yes.
that picks up the graphic.
Oh, and veins. Are these what you call veins?
Yeah, we put... It's a trademark of Callum products. We always put 4 slots in the car or the vehicle somewhere. So that's all that is, a little bit of a trademark. that
I
we
love
put.
it.
Um,
And this,
and then
is gorgeous.
the tartan graphic
The tartan graphic.
with the... and this, what we call a strake. This is carbon now instead
Yeah,
of
it's beautiful.
alley. So it's just a bit more delicate.
I'm loving all the carbon bits.
New mirrors,
Yes.
which we did in 3D printing actually,
Which is incredible.
which is incredible. You know, normally you'd have to do an injection molded tool, which
Yeah.
would cost hundreds of thousands.
A lot.
So now we can build them as one-offs. And
The
then
lines are so
a
pretty.
subtle thing, but the original car, I was always upset about the surround. Now, when you get to this part in the original one,
Yeah.
it becomes very bitty.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's all fragmented actually
Yeah.
from
All
old Jaguar parts.
Fits in. Yeah.
So we've done this as one piece, and then we found a production part to do the window seal.
to make it. Oh,
If you look at the old one, it's really quite a dog's dinner around
Yeah, look
there.
at it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, now you said that.
So it's important for me that these details were really sorted.
Beautiful.
So it's much more
Looks
delicate.
fabulous. And I noticed that you've now got intakes instead
Yeah,
of
we've got
instead of
air intakes
lights.
and brake intakes at the front instead of lamps, and all the lamp functions that were lower down and frankly a bit crude are
Yeah.
all now up in the new lamps because we can get the indicators in there, the full beam, everything.
The
So
bee's
everything's in
knees
there
of
in modern
lights.
technology, LED technology.
And the orange in the Aston.
Yeah, we decided the orange, which is part of our signature for the interior and detailing, we put it onto the Aston badge as well.
She's
So
really pretty.
thank you.
She's really
It's all right. Yeah.
Gosh, you're good at your job, aren't you?
I try. I try.
She's gorgeous.
So that, we talked about wheels earlier, but that wheel is polished, same wheel. So we can offer the wheel polished, or we can offer it in the grey.
Right.
The manly grey, or the delicate machined diamond, and then
Beautiful.
the original one looks quite clumsy by
Doesn't it?
comparison.
It's unbelievable. It's like a totally different car.
Yeah.
And how much of it do you get made here?
Quite a bit, actually. The small parts we make here, the bigger parts, the carbon parts, we source out because we're very much in. You know, the great thing about the Midlands, you can get anything done here.
Anything.
Within 50 miles of here, you can get anything done. So we source out, we design everything here, obviously, on CAD and everything, but we make
It's like the Modena of
It is.
of England.
It is. And it's actually, you know, if you think you've got, because the carbon parts, we've got so many carbon manufacturers, because the Formula One teams are just
Of course.
around this part.
All
as well.
around here.
And a nice little touch, I have to show you this, which is a bit of fun.
Yeah.
You know how much I love music and stuff. Well, I've always
Yes.
been a great
Yes. Oh,
Bowie
look,
fan, so this has got Rebel written in it.
Bowie. I love it.
Yeah. It's how I felt when we were kind of announcing
Did you feel like a
this.
rebel?
I did. I
I
was
love
happy.
it. Yeah, you're always a rebel. And what's
And
this
this
got?
one has got Thunder Road on it, which is a good old Bruce
Thunder
Springsteen one.
Road.
So it's just another little nod to
I love that.
modern culture.
And I suppose if someone wants to put
Put anything you like on it, yeah.
no
put
woman, no cry.
You could put that on it. Or the mistress's name, perhaps. Who
Bob
knows?
Marley. Not your mistress's name.
No, I know Bob Marley. No woman, no
I
cry.
love it. I really love it. I want to see your lovely team. Are they all working? Everyone's
Yeah, they're up in the
quiet here.
studio, so we can go up there and have
Are
a
they?
look.
Can we have a little mooch?
Yeah. This is
Oh.
the car that we're preparing for.
What are they?
Well, they're electric scooters we've designed for a company called Bark, and
Wow,
they're destined for the Middle East, and they're actually designed for carrying, deliveries. So there's a
Right.
box for the back
Big
that goes
box
on,
on the back.
and that, believe it or not, has to be a legal size. So it's all been designed to maximise the efficiency of carrying these things around. The likes of Dubai and places like that.
And they're going to be quite boxy anyway, the shape.
Yeah, and we've got extra stowage in here. We've got cool boxes in there, so this space isn't wasted.
Yes.
So the rider can put cool
Well,
boxes
where's all the
on use.
batteries?
The batteries under there. This is the batteries in there, under there, and they come out in wheels.
And where are you getting all the tech for the battery side?
That's something I'm not entirely sure about.
Somewhere in the Midlands.
Somewhere in the ether. Yeah, the Midland base.
Yeah, Midlands. They're cool. Oh, are these the boxes?
These are the boxes.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, huge.
And this is done in hemp, of course. So this is a
That's
nice
hemp.
sustainable-
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. Good old hemp.
Yeah, it keeps popping up as one of those sustainable.
Strong.
Yes, very strong. Yeah.
I love it. How cool. What's going on there?
I don't know. What are you up to, Edward?
He's
You're
what?
buying fixings. For the bike.
Oh, you're
okay.
doing fixings for the light,
Yeah.
for the bike. Okay, come on then. Show me.
Right, where are we going? This way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. How cool. It's a lovely space.
It's a nice space. Once we're gone, this will get busy again. I
Is
hope.
everyone hiding? They don't want to be on screen. Okay, so this is where the magic happens.
Right, we're going to the studio.
Okay. So this is where you work.
Is this where the design engineering team
Oh, it's huge.
are working?
Oh, it's a big team.
Well, we've got
Is it what I'm...
We have over 25 people now, overall, including the workshops. But we need the space because it's invariably going to grow.
He's on VR.
He is, yeah.
That's
You can have a shot
cool.
of that if you want. He's designing a very
I find
basic.
it really weird.
It is weird,
Yeah. Right.
especially when you're walking about and you bang into people. You don't know what you're. But he decided to sit down and keep it
Yeah.
safe. So this is my small design team. They work on Alias, they work on Photoshop, and
Cool. So these are these. So they're what the bikes are going to look like.
these are the bikes. Yeah, that's what they look like.
Oh,
These
awesome.
are the finished finish. We did some work for the British bobsleigh team as well. We did some finishing and graphics. And up there is a chair that we've designed.
Oh, that chair is awesome.
Yeah, so that should be in production quite soon. I think we sold a few.
God. There you go.
So this is what Ruben is actually seeing.
Wow. What are you actually doing there?
So I'm basically taking a sketch from paper,
Yeah.
modelling it and pulling surfaces about, trying to do a sketch model, because sometimes a 2D sketch doesn't quite translate into 3D as best as you can. So if you pull it into VR, then you kind of...
It's amazing. So you're literally 2D sketch and you're pulling the...
Well, Ruben will have created that model in 3D on Alias, yeah?
No, so I actually made this model from scratch on VR.
Can you? Yeah.
Which is kind of...
Oh, you've done this in 3D and VR, yes,
Yeah.
yes. We can actually model it in
Amazing.
3R. I've tried it.
No, I'd be sick.
It's very strange.
Grab
It's a very strange
Oh,
process.
look, you can pull them, push them, join them. It's amazing. I rather like the look of that sketch as well. That looks rather
Oh, you might see it one
sexy.
day.
It's very sexy. Okay, so
So-
what's these?
Well,
Oh.
these are just
Are these ideas, concepts?
yeah. This is a car that we did for ProDrive, the Dakar car.
Ah, so this is
this-
actually
this-
made?
Yes, this has been made, and this is the
I love it.
customer car. So these cars do exist.
Amazing.
This is one that doesn't exist yet.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
An estate car version of our
Of the
Vanquish.
Vanquish. Oh, I would definitely get one of those.
Would you like one?
Yes. Can you
Okay.
make me one, please? These are also
And these are just
concept-y.
concept ideas. Yeah, there's nothing specific in them. Just a little bit of fun.
I really like that.
But that's the sort of thing that we like to do.
Gosh.
You know, when we get some downtime, little as it is, we will just do some
Just
ideas.
you do
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
This is so
So we
brilliant.
have engineering.
Yeah, look, everyone. Look, there's the chair. Where's the box? I wanted to see the cool box.
Oh, just a minute.
Do we get the cool box?
We got a picture of the original Coolbox drawings.
Look how wicked! Oh my God, I love it.
So we're doing some Coolbox ideas.
It's a lovely, lovely space.
It's just a nice environment.
and where? So this is your office in here?
no, that desk is my office.
That's your office.
That's my office. Yeah.
This is the famous Ian Callum's
This is.
office.
I hide behind it.
What? This
Unfortunately,
is
it's only got a laptop on it at the moment.
it. So you stand?
To draw, I stand.
Stand, yeah.
But because I still draw, this is why it is the way it is. Yeah.
This is brilliant. I love that you're just tucked in a little corner. You haven't even
Yeah.
got a view.
No, not
I mean, a
really.
view of the office.
I don't even have a
suppose.
light.
You don't?
We're working on it. We need to design one.
Yes. Oh, Ian, I love you so much.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
brilliant.
So we have a lot of fun. That's the main thing.
It is, and it's just, you can just tell this is just
Oh
a
yes, our whiskey
hive
bottle.
of
I'll
activity.
show you this.
Oh yes, you've got a whiskey, right?
Well, I have a friend of mine I was at school with. His name's David Thompson. He basically has a distillery which he reopened,
Love it.
and we found each other after 50 years. We hadn't seen each other since we left school.
Amazing.
And he's gone off and become a very successful entrepreneur, but he owns a distillery near Dumfries.
Yeah.
So he said, let's do a Callum bottle of whiskey. So
I
this is
love
it.
it. Is this out? Can you get this now?
Yes, you can buy it online. No discounts, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Not even for me.
Well, we'll see.
I love it. That's brilliant. I love
So
with the wood.
this
and
one's actually got something in it, but yeah,
that's
it's got
a
the
very
cork top.
cool bottle.
Thank you.
Is this?
It's the same, really.
Is that? Have you done? Is that all?
We did various versions of it. We tried various versions in the process, you know, which are all 3D printed.
Feels lovely to touch when
Yeah,
you've
it's
got,
ceramic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're holding it like that with the ribs.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
That's inspired by the liquid.
I bet you're inspired by the
Yeah.
liquid. Aren't we all inspired by the good old Scotch whiskey
Only in small doses.
in the very small doses? Oh, it is magical.
So that's our little
I
lounge.
love it.
Look, they're all busy.
I know that everyone's beavering away.
I know.
Or they're keeping their heads down, they're not getting eye-to-eye contact with us.
Hello, David.
He's like hiding. Oh,
So,
Ian, thank you so much.
You're
Honestly, what a brilliant, brilliant
welcome.
place. And I
Good.
love the car, and
Thank
you
you.
know how much I love you.
Thank you.
And what an inspiring...
They're all turning around in surprise now.
Yeah,
like.
they're going, oh, yeah, really, she loves him. Anyway, but thank you, my darling.
Thank you.
It's been a
You're
wonderful
welcome.
morning.
You're welcome.
Right,
Goodbye.
cup of tea.